If you had the magic wand.
I do. You might have even seen it.
I
have a Harry Potter wand that I
forgot
got
this.
from the Warner Brothers tour.
Yes.
And I paid 26 quid for it, which is probably about $35 for American audiences. And I thought, God, that's a lot of money to pay for this little bit of wood in it. But the number of times on a Zoom call, the topic of something like this has come up and I've been able to pick it up and put it in front of the camera, Harry Potter wand. It's paid for itself multiple times over.
I feel like
I do have my Harry
question,
Potter wand.
which
I didn't bring it with me, unfortunately.
Thankfully.
I only brought this with me because this works more effectively.
Yeah, quite. Well, I think that the fact that this is a bit of a cliched question is probably been evidence enough. But I think, so if you had the magic wand, and we've covered lots and lots of ground today, but what one thing, it doesn't have to be something we've already talked about, what one thing would you change about the way things happen at work today?
Yeah,
Let's put it that way.
Well, it's interesting because what's just popped into my mind links back to that thing I mentioned about Drucker and his satellite conversation with David Cooper Ryder, and he summarised everything that he'd learnt in 60 years of management, play to our strengths in such a way that our weaknesses become irrelevant. It made me think, actually, when I heard that, what would be my equivalent? So I've thought about that over the years, and I've only been doing it for 35 years, so I'm nowhere near where the amount of time Drucker spent. But my equivalent would be that the secret of success in this kind of work is if you can maintain the perception that the other person that you're dealing with is competent and well-intentioned, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary, then you kind of have the capacity to role model and have the expectancy that can bring to life some of the magic that we need in our organisations. So I think that's how I would answer your question about
I'm not sure how I feel about that response, but you've done a terrific job of that today. Thank you very much indeed.